Alright guys, this is going to be rough, but I can't afford for you not to get the lesson today. So you should have already completed the front part of these notes. You should have made your dot plot. Now what we're going to look at is using some of the information from the dot plot. We're talking about something called relative frequency. See my notes? I underlined it. You underline it. Relative frequency of a category is the ratio of its frequency to the sum of the frequencies for all categories. Ooh, big math words. Go up by ratio, draw an arrow, and write fraction. You're writing a fraction. Your numerator is going to be the category you're talking about. Your denominator, see I wrote category, it's hard to see. Your denominator is the sum of all the categories. So for example, I'm going back to that dot plot that you made about the shirts. If we're talking about 6 out of the 24 were for black shirts, okay? So that means your numerator is the category you're talking about, which is black shirts. So because your numerator is black shirts, and there were 6 of them, we've got 6. And then the total of all the shirts, so if you were to go back and count all those little dots, and maybe you should do that now, the total for all was 24. So that means 6 out of 24. So then you're probably wondering, why is it telling me 25%? How did we get there? You always should try to simplify these fractions because it makes it easier to solve. I've told you over and over again, if it's an even number, means this is a 6, it ends in a 4, that means they're both even. You can at least divide them by 2. So you should start simplifying there. If you don't automatically see that we can simplify by a bigger number, which is 6, and that's going to make this really easy, because 6 divided by 6 is just 1, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. Hopefully we are all getting the picture now that that's going to be, sorry, I'm trying to focus. Oh my gosh, that's bad. That's going to be 25%, because 1/4 is like saying you've got 1 out of those 4 quarters, that's 25 cents. But we could also just go ahead and do the process to turn it into a percent. So percents are always over 100. So if you want to change a fraction to a percent, if possible, you can put, x, your variable, over 100, and look for those patterns like we talked about. So is there a way to get 4 to 100? Well, yeah, because those quarters, 4 times 25 cents gives you the dollar. 4 times 25 gets you 100. If it's true on the bottom, it's also true on the top. And that's how you get 25 over 100, which is 25%. So then real quickly, let's look at the example that they give us on your paper. I'll flip this over so we have a blank screen. All right, so first, they give you all the different summer sports of students or whatever. Find the sum of all of them, it's 25. And then they made a frequency table. So if you were to do basketball, it's 5 out of 25. If you were to do baseball, 7 out of 25. So in order for you to see why they're able to so quickly come up with those percents, sorry, I'm not good at doing this with my hand. So 5 out of 25. We want this as a percent, which means it's a fraction over 100. So set that equal to 100. Look for a pattern. Hopefully you're seeing 25 times 4 gives you 100. So 5 times 4 gives you 20. That's your 20%. Look at that pattern. It works for every one, because in each of these, 25 times 4 would give you 100. You're taking the numerator, multiplying times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 4 is 12, and so on. That's not saying that's true for every case. That's true if your denominator is 25. All right, so on your turn, He has 40 dimes, 10 nickels, 10 quarters in his jar. Make a frequency table.